I'm responsible for running a project called Leadership Through the Atlantic. The concept is to develop further those soldiers who are coming out of phase 2 training and have shown significant potential leadership capability. And what we're doing is sending them off on a yacht, the yacht behind me. And none of these lads will ever have sailed before, and they're going to be put into an increasingly challenging environment that builds on the challenges they've already surmounted as part of their basic army training. They come from all cap badges, and we'll be bonding as a new team and a new crew to make this happen. There are a total of 12 legs. The project runs for a year, but not all the legs are open to the ARTD. In particular, one that visits the Antarctic and is a continuation of a series of recent Army Antarctic expeditions is running around a rather more bespoke team that's been put together specifically for that challenge. Well, she leaves from Gosport today and makes her way down to the Canaries. From the Canaries she crosses the Atlantic to Brazil, Salvador in Brazil, and then down to the Falkland Islands. She's then based in the Falkland Islands for about 4 months, going to the Antarctic, South Georgia, and cruising around the Falkland Islands, before heading in March next year back up the Brazilian coast via Rio de Janeiro, onto Antigua in the Caribbean, Halifax in Canada, before heading into the Arctic through Greenland, Iceland, Svalbard and Norway, and will return to the UK in September 08. Overall there'll be about 200 soldiers, the vast majority coming, as I say, from the Army Recruiting and Training Division. But clearly on a boat of this size there's a need to have an experienced element, so the balance is 5, including the skipper, who have various qualifications in sailing, and 9 novices. And as I say, most of those novices from the Army Recruiting and Training Division. But excitingly, we are taking with us a number of soldiers who are recovering from battlefield injuries received on current operations. There is a common linkage between these. Soldiers at the start of their careers face new challenges. Soldiers recovering from wounding and injury on operation face new challenges. Leadership Through the Atlantic is about presenting people with challenges in a potentially dangerous environment, but watching them overcome those challenges. And it's not just the sailing challenge, it's how it sets them up for future life and their future military careers. And I believe that people who come back from this sort of exercise come back not just as better soldiers, but as better people with a rounding experience.
MOIC troops responsible for all the phase 2 soldiers that we've got on the boat at the minute while they're on shore. Once we get to sea, it comes under the command of the skipper, and he's got the final word, to be honest. So we've had a bit of a good time so far. Everyone got here on time, and we started getting the boat ready. First week will be us getting used to the drills of what happens on the boat, because we're all land-based. We don't know what goes on within the boat, so it's a case of drills and skills, and every hour something's got to be done. And then after that it will be left to the phase 2 soldier to be responsible for himself and the rest of the crew to make sure everything runs smoothly. So they're going to get a hell of a lot of responsibility, from steering the boat to changing rigs, to making sure that all downstairs is clean and tidy, and then producing a full meal for everybody. I've done quite a little bit of dinghy sailing, and my grandfather used to have a small little yacht of his own, so I've got a little bit of an idea, but nothing really.